Hello students, this is your science sir Vardhan sir. We are discussing the topic of the lesson is reproduction and modification in plants. So in that topic already we discussed introduction part and 5.1 reproduction part. We discussed about what is reproduction, what are the types of reproduction, these things and all we discussed already. Today we are going to discuss the parts of the flower. Already I told you the parts of the flower: female parts of the flower, pistil, male part of the flower, stamen, petals, sepals. These are the things we discussed already. Now I am going to discuss the parts of the flower. So we'll take the some few flowers, few buds and opened flowers of hibiscus and datura with the help of the teacher. Okay, observe and compare bud and opened flower of hibiscus and datura. Okay, so first of all we discussed about hibiscus flower. Okay, so in hibiscus flower, bud which is in green colors and open flower will be bright colors. So bud exists sepals, open flower exist petals. So if we dissect the hibiscus flower, that bud will be in curled one, and open flower, the bright petals will be in a expanded petals. Okay, small tube with yellow lobes anthers இருக்கும் இதுல ஹைபிஸ்கஸ்ல பட்ல பார்க்கும்போது. ஓப்பன் ஃப்ளவர்ல எக்ஸ்பேண்டட் டியூப் வித் yellow lobes anthers இருக்கும். Okay, next datura flower. So I told you in your previous video, hibiscus na செம்பருத்தி பூ, datura flower in the sense ஊமத்தம் பூ அப்படி சொல்லுவாங்க. Okay, in that bud will be green in color, opened flower white color. So which has sepals and opened flower exist petals. So if we dissect renda polanamnaka, if we dissect datura flower, bud, curled petals, opened flower, expanded petals. Okay, small yellow lobes anthers இருக்கும். So expanded yellow lobes anther இருக்கும். Okay, next in a bud we can see a green color leaf like structure which cover the whole bud or flower. So each of these green like structure present as an outermost layer is called as sepal. Okay, so inner parts of the flower, I told you, no, male part of the flower, female part of the flower, these things and all protected by this sepal. Okay, so this outermost ring of sepal is known as calyx. Calyx குள்ளதான் இந்த எல்லாமே இன்னர் பார்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் த ஃப்ளவர், அவுட்டர் பார்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் த ஃப்ளவர் எல்லாம் அதுக்குள்ளதான் அடங்கிட்டு இருக்கும். இந்த மொட்டு வந்து இப்படி லைட்டா ஓபன் பண்ண உடனே அதுக்குள்ளேருந்து வர்றதான் இந்த பார்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் த ஃபிளவர்ஸ்ங்களாம். ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் நவ் யூ ஆர் சீயிங் திஸ் பார்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் த ஃப்ளவர். ஓகே, ஸோ ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், நவ் யூ ஆர் சீயிங் sexual reproduction in plants. So you have to keen observe this diagram. Okay, so flower, the reproductive organ of a plant. So right side you can see sepal which will hold and cover the young developing flower called bud nu solrom. Next petals. So this petal in different plants in which will present in a different colors, so which is attracts insects and birds for pollination. Okay, now stamen. Stamen is nothing but male part of the flower that produce pollen grains. Okay, Next, come to this side. Pistil. Pistil is nothing but female part of the flower, contains ovary, style and stigma. Okay, students, under you are seeing the diagram for pollination and fertilization. About these pollination and fertilization we are going to discuss later. Okay, but I'll explain this about this later. Okay, so now we will see that petals and sepals elaborately. Petals are largest part of the flowers. They are often attractive, brightly colored, sometimes sweet scented, and attract the insects. This ring of petals together is called corolla. Okay, inner to this corolla, in hibiscus, we can observe a long tube on which many stamens are arranged. But in datura, we can see only 5 stalked structure stamen. This ring or whorl of a flower is called androecium. Okay, androecium is nothing but male part. Okay, each stamens consist of 2 parts, or a stalk called filament and a lobe called anther. Anther, which means bag-like structure. Okay, if you touch these lobes in a mature flower, we can get a powdery substance called pollen grains. So male reproductive part only comes out. Okay, inner to this androecium wall, we can find a female reproductive part of the flower called gynoecium. You will find this part with a swollen bottom part. Swollen bottom part in the sense, in the bottom, the part is large size. Okay, on top of the ovary, there is a slender tube-like structure called style. The topmost sticky tip of the style is stigma. Pollen grains are received by the stigma. This is the 4th whorl of a flower. Okay, students, you are seeing the diagram. Okay, this is the female part of the flower. This comes under the male part of the flower, which means under the androecium. Okay, so you are seeing this, seeing the gynoecium. Okay, this is only female reproductive part. Okay, then 5.2.2 types of flowers. Students, there are 2 types of flowers. One is complete flower, another one is incomplete flower. Students, we discussed now the part of the flower which exists to 4 whorls: calyx, corolla, stamens and pistils. இது எல்லா 4 இருந்துச்சுன்னா which is the complete flower. இதுல ஏதாச்சும் ஒன்னு மிஸ் ஆச்சுனாக்கா it's a incomplete flower ன்னு சொல்றோம். Once again I'll tell you, if it is complete flower which has calyx, corolla, stamens, pistil, and if it is incomplete flower, any one of the things will be missing. Okay, complete flowers are called bisexual flower. Incomplete flower are called unisexual flowers. Okay, so incomplete flowers are unisexual flowers. There are 2 types of unisexual flowers: male flower and female flower. Okay, the one with androecium and without gynoecium is called male flowers, and the one with gynoecium and without androecium is known as female flowers. These are called unisexual flowers. Students, you are seeing the diagram. Bisexual flowers and unisexual flowers. Okay, you are seeing activity 3, using the information the above complete the following table. So under the table given some flowers: hibiscus, pumpkin, rose, coconut, jasmine. So these are the flowers given there. So you can say whether it is complete flower or incomplete flower, whether it is unisexual or bisexual. Okay, you can say. You just see the activity and collect the answer. And one more information about sunflower, students. So many of them seeing the sunflower. Okay, sunflower is not a single flower, students. It is a group of flowers. Okay, it is a group of flowers which is looks like a clustered in the sense கொத்தா இருக்கும். Okay, clustered flower together, a group of flowers arranged together is called inflorescence. So இந்த இன்ஃப்ளோரசன்ஸுக்கு எக்ஸாம்பிள் வந்து என்ன சொல்லலாம்னா ட்ரைடாக்ஸ் ப்ரோகும்பன்ஸ் அப்படின்னு ஒரு பிளான்ட் இருக்கு. தாத்தா தலைவெட்டின்னு ஒரு சொல்லுவாங்க கிராமத்துலலாம். ட்ரைடாக்ஸ் ப்ரோகும்பன்ஸ் லுக்ஸ் லைக் அ சிங்கிள் ஃப்ளவர் பட் இஸ் an inflorescence. So leaf juice of this plant is used to cure wounds and cuts. Okay,